So fans literally from all over the world here for this 29th World Final. Plane loads, coach loads, car loads have come from Great Britain to support their boys here. 4 Englishmen, of course, really the best representation, the best chance that England have had since winning this title, since Peter Craven last did it back in 1962, a long time ago. Are we going to get an English world champion? My goodness, these English fans would really tear the place down if they did. So who is Olsen facing up to? We have got Anders Michanek, one of the top Swedes. There's Olsen again. Olsen, the 71 champion, bidding to regain this title on the track where he won it in 1971. But with him, what a field. Michanek from Sweden, perhaps the top Swede. Senem Plek, the top Pole in grid 2. And on the outside, Dag Lovas, the top Norwegian. So here we have it. A European cocktail in the true sense. Heat 3, and really, this one is a bundle of TNT. Michanek on the inside. Beautiful shot of him there. Senem Plek in blue in grid 2. Olsen in white and Lovas on the outside. Tremendous tension. And Olsen just can't wait, and there they go, and it's Olsen and Lovas from the outside. Lovas and Olsen together, the two Scandinavians. Michanek's been left, and Michanek's come through on the inside in tremendous style there. And it's Olsen and Michanek really dicing it up, and Michanek is under him very hard indeed, and Michanek leads again for Sweden. The Swedes in tremendous form here at Gothenburg. Michanek leads, Olsen is second, Lovas is third, the Pole Plek is back in 4th place, and the Swedish crowd are really bringing the place down. What a surprise this is. Michanek on home territory, of course. They said he was race rusty. He hasn't been riding in Britain this year, but he really seems to be going here, and he's showing Olsen the way home. Olsen cannot make any impact at all on him. There's 10, 15 lengths. Olsen still really screwing after him, still trying hard. But on the last lap now, and Olsen is still some 15 lengths behind him and making no real impression. And Michanek really gains some yards here, seems to be finding the right line, finding all the drive, finding all the grip, in control. Michanek has bags of time to look over. Olsen's a mile back. A win for Michanek. Second place is Olsen. In third place it's Lovas. Way at the back there was the Pole Plek. So again, Sweden really have something to shout about. What have we got here? We have Peter Collins from England and Bellevue. We have Dave Jessup in grid 2. We have John Louis in grid 3. And on the outside, the Swedish veteran Soren Sjosten from Bellevue, Manchester, the only top Swede allowed in British Speedway this year. Heat 4. And they're away, and it looks again like the outside grid, and it's Sjosten. Yes, it's Sjosten that's come across. Sjosten has come across, and the 3 Englishmen having a real dice up, and the Swedes are really sharp. The Swedes really are going like steam trains. In second place now, it's Collins battling after him. In third place, it's Louis, and at the back, it's Jessup. But it's Sjosten, number 13 on his back, and he really made a jet-propelled start. Collins is going after him from England and Bellevue. Remember, these are teammates at Bellevue, Manchester. So Sjosten leads heat 4. Collins is in second place. Louis and Jessup in a bit of a heat at the back there, but it's Sjosten with time to look over, and the Swedes are beginning to dominate this 1974 World Final, and that really is an upset for the book. They said they were rusty, they said they wouldn't really live at top level, but on this, their own Gothenburg track, they have shown the rest of the world a back wheel so far. Collins is still chasing hard. He hasn't given up fighting. Last corner now, and Collins is coming hard on the line, but Sjosten knows where he is. Covers him with dirt, goes over the line. 4 races, 4 wins for Sweden. So, the Gothenburg crowd really are beginning to boil over. We've had 4 heats, and there is the winner of heat 4, Soren Sjosten. He beat the 3 English big guns there, although Collins gave him a hard time there for a couple of laps. It was Sjosten again from start to finish. So after 1 ride each, you could say the situation is Swede and lovely, because in the first 4 races we have had heat winners all from Sweden, from the home nation Sweden, who have never ever won the World Championship on this Ulevi track. Heat 5 with the study of a man looking to regain the world crown and all the perks and glory and prestige that go with it. That's Ole Olsen there on the outside for Heat 5 in the yellow and black helmet. Ole Olsen, the idol of Denmark and Wolverhampton Wolves. in the British League, of course. On the inside, we have the red-hot Swedish favourite, Soren Sjosten, who, of course, skippers the Bellevue Manchester side of the British League. Next to him, we have Ivan Major. In grid 3 in the white helmet, Terry Betts. Heat 5 then with Sjosten on the inside. Next to him, Major. Then Betts, and on the outside, Olsen. And away this time, and it's Sjosten that made the jump. Tremendous start from Sjosten. He's got the run on the first corner there, but it's Major that's come under him hard there, and a tremendous heat there, and somebody's gone down. It's Olsen. They were in a terrific pile there, and it's Olsen that's got into the fence with a bit of a thump. Olsen is down. Olsen looks like he's hurt. The race has not been stopped. They're going on. This could be nasty. A flash by on the inside there, but it's Sjosten who's leading. In second place, it's Major, and in third place, it's Betts, and the referee's allowed it to go on, and Betts has gone down there as well. Well, surprises, sensations, it's all happening at Ullevi Stadium, Gothenburg, in Heat 5. Olsen certainly seems to be out of this one. Betts has remounted. We're watching in every direction, but it's Sjosten that's winning it for Sweden, and the Swedes are loving every moment of this. They're on the last lap. Number 13, Soren Sjosten leads. In second place, it's Major. Has Olsen got on his feet yet? We don't really know. Betts is in third place. Major coming around the outside. It's a two-man race. Heat 5. It's Sjosten it is that wins it. Sjosten wins. Major is second. Terry Betts is third. Now Olsen is still in a big heat. Well, that really was something extra special in Speedway. Olsen went down on the first lap. He stayed down for 4 laps. There's Olsen in yellow and black. In the yellow and black helmet now. Who does he hit? He's trying to dive back under Sjosten. No. In a terrible heat there. It's Major, I think he clips. Major's come belting through on the inside. It's Major he's clipped, and he goes down there. Yes, it's definitely Major whose back wheel he clipped, and he's turned around and hit the fence with a very, very nasty wallop there. But that looks like his 1974 hopes are down and definitely out. Heat 6 then, and the man of the moment is Anders Michanek from Sweden with a superb win in his first ride, maintaining Sweden's supremacy in this 1974 World Final. They haven't lost a race yet, and this is race 6 on the card. Michanek in blue in grid 2 on the starting line. Next to him, just coming into the top left-hand corner of your frame there, we have David Jessup from England and Leicester. Then we have 2 Russians, the unknown sensation of this year's competition, Michael Krasnov in grid 3 in the white helmet, and on the outside, Gregory Kliznovsky. Heat 6, Dave Jessup, Anders Michanek, Krasnov and Kliznovsky, and away they go, and it's Jessup and Michanek. But Michanek gets the run to the first corner. Jessup is in second place. The 2 Russians are at the back. Again, Sweden in front. And just look at Mitch go. Michanek's built up 30 yards inside a lap, and he really looks supersonic tonight. Michanek in front, Jessup in second place, just removing his goggles there. The 2 Russians at the back, and it's Kliznovsky right at the back. But all eyes are on Michanek, and really the Swedish crowd is rising to him. He really does look in command, in control, and a very, very possible new world champion. Jessup in second place, the Russians quite frankly not in this one, and Michanek is leading them by a mile. So easy for Anders Michanek, the man who helped Reading Racers in British League Speedway win the championship title in 1973 last year. He's been missing from British Speedway this season, but it hasn't seemed to have affected him very much at all. It certainly hasn't tonight. He's a mile in front, and he wins Heat 6 to maintain Sweden's complete domination of this 1974 World Final from Gothenburg. So the result of Heat 6, a win for Anders Michanek, 3 points to him. That makes him on to 6 points, unbeaten so far. In second place, Dave Jessup. In third place, the Russian Mikhail Krasnov. And last, Gregory Kliznovsky, also from the Soviet Union. Heat 7 then of the 1974 World Final from Ullevi Stadium, Gothenburg. In the inside, we have Zenon Plek from Poland in the dark-coloured red helmet. Next to him, England's Peter Collins from Bellevue. In white, Tommy Johansson from Sweden. On the outside, Vladimir Gordeev of the Soviet Union. Heat 7. And away they go, and once again it's Collins and Johansson in a terrific heat. And Johansson got a tremendous knock there, and both of them's gone down. My word, that was a spectacular accident. You saw it there absolutely in close-up, the magic of televised Speedway. Gordeev and Johansson in a tremendous heap.
This is a great example of how important a position in the first corner can make the difference between success and disaster. Here we see Tommy Johansson from number 3, gate number 7 on his back, crowding into, going into the first corner. Peter Collins on gate number 2 moves him over because Plek gives him a little push. Johansson's missed the corner, and Gordeev, the Russian, is right behind him. He picks up drive just at the bad moment. He runs into Johansson now, and they're very much tied together. And now they're going somersaulting the wrong direction. There's a very bad type of crash because you can fracture your skull or break a collarbone in this type of crash. They've missed by the looping machines and very, very lucky to be unhurt.
Well, that looks sadly, unfortunately, like Tommy Johansson from Sweden being carried off. I can't quite see. He's masked by officials. It looks like the white helmet, but it may well be Gordeev. Difficult to see. But certainly one of the lads there quite severely hurt, or at least seriously enough to be carried off, and that is bad news for Speedway fans everywhere. Heat 12, and this really is the one where something somehow has got to give. The race that may well decide the 1974 World Individual Speedway Championship, because we have the 3 top scorers in Heat 12, and there they are, Soren Sjosten on the inside. They're all Swedes. Soren Sjosten in the red helmet on the inside. Next to him, Christer Lofqvist, he has 5 points. Anders Michanek, he has 6 in white in grid 3. And on the outside, it's Tommy Johansson on 3 points, also from Sweden. So Sjosten and Michanek unbeaten. Lofqvist has only dipped his colours once. Heat 12, the race of the mighty Swedes. Terrible tension here at the start. So much at stake, and away they go, and it's Michanek and Sjosten, and Michanek has just got to the first corner first. Michanek, and it's really tight in there. Absolutely no time for Swede charity at all. Michanek in front. He really went hammering into that first corner, and he is already a mile in front. And is this the new world champion? Anders Michanek, his main rivals, the main opposition seem to be coming from his home countryman, Sweden. But he is showing them a superb shot of his back wheel and the back of his helmet, because they just cannot keep anywhere near him. Michanek winding it on, already virtually 50 lengths so easily in front, in no trouble at all. And if anybody's going to catch this man tonight, they are going to be jet propelled. This is Michanek. Look at the gap between the second place man is indeed Lofqvist, and in third place, really covered in muck there, Soren Sjosten, really half a lap behind Michanek now. We've lost Tommy Johansson, he's way at the back, but Michanek, the crowd now, as he's on his last lap, the man who leads the field at the halfway stage, and the Swedish crowd are rising. They are sure this is the man who's going to take the crown, and after that display, who would be prepared to argue with them? Anders Michanek then, from Sweden, 3 races, 3 wins, looking very, very good. And the result of Heat 12, a win for Anders Michanek, second place Christer Lofqvist, and in third place Soren Sjosten. The man majestic, the man magnificent, Anders Michanek back into the pits, the leader halfway through this 74 World Final. So at the halfway stage of the 1974 World Final, it looks like being Sweden's year. In the lead, we have Anders Michanek, unbeaten after 3 races on 9 points. In joint second place, it's Ivan Major from New Zealand on 7 points with 2 other Swedes, Soren Sjosten and Christer Lofqvist. On 6 points, the top Englishman, Peter Collins, and he shares that position with Sweden's Bent Janssen. And so Heat 13 of this 1974 climax of the World Speedway Championship for individual riders. And we have a very interesting race coming up in 13, because for one man in this race, Ivan Major, we'll see him in just a moment, it's the one that could make or break him. Heat 13, and an important one for the rider on the outside we'll be seeing in just a moment, just coming into frame there, turning around. Number 1, Ivan Major, the only British League-based rider who has seriously looked like breaking the stranglehold of the host nation rider, Sweden, on this 74 title. So Major on the outside in yellow and black. Who does he face? On the inside, Tommy Johansson, one of the Swedes. Next to him there we have wee Dave Jessup from England. 4 points to his credit so far. Maybe a little bit out of his depth in this, his first world final, but lots of time for him. Tommy Johansson from Sweden looked very good early on, had a bit of a knock, taken a bit of the steam out of him, understandably. And in grid 2, they're just edging up to the starting line. We have Dag Lovas from Norway. So heat 13 with everything to race for Ivan Major. He's on 7 points. He needs a win here to get back in contention for the title. His opposition, Johansson on the inside, next to him, Lovas, and then Dave Jessup. Heat 13, and away they go, and it's Jessup that made the jump. Jessup and Major going around the outside of him. Major really made up a colossal amount of ground there. And Jessup in terrible trouble, has gone back from first to last, but it's Major. Major leads in yellow and black for New Zealand. Major in front. In second place, it is Johansson. In third place, it's Dag Lovas, and at the back, it's Dave Jessup. But Major, it is. This will bring him up onto 10 points after 4 starts, if he can keep going for another 3 laps at this sort of pace. And it's Johansson that's coming up, really beginning to press hard, beginning to buzz around his back wheel. The Swedish crowd egging him on, getting up now, cheering Johansson. This young man who used to ride for Ipswich Witches, and he's making life a bit tough out there for Ivan Major at the moment. Ivan can't afford to play ducks and drakes. He's closed up to within a couple of lengths, and he's screwing back to try and come under him now. And Major's closed the gate. No, he hasn't. He's been pushed out of the way. My word, Johansson did ride that corner beautifully, and Major now is losing him, and the Swedish crowd are going mad. Tommy Johansson went by Ivan Major there as though he wasn't anywhere in sight, and Major has dropped back 30 yards, and this truly is the twilight of the gods. Over the line, Johansson wins from the back, and the Swedes send the crowd scurrying with their cheers. Johansson came from the back, brushed Major aside, although he was non-existent, and that really was an upset.
Red, yellow.
This is a great ride to come from behind by Tommy Johansson to pass Ivan Major. We see Tommy just behind Ivan going with a lap to go. He goes in the corner a little bit wider than Ivan. He's turned back. He's got his wheels in line. Ivan's left a yard up the inside. Johansson goes for the gap. He's very close underneath now. He's underneath Ivan. You can see his leg brush Ivan's arm, and Ivan's got nothing else to do but move over that yard, and that gives Johansson the initiative to get the drop on Ivan. And as they go into this next corner, this little upset has definitely got to Ivan, and Johansson starts to streak away. And I think that if Ivan had have raced flat out rather than try to think, Johansson may not have done this, but a great ride by Johansson.
Heat 14. And there we have Ben Janssen, one of the starters in the white helmet, with the 3 crowns of Sweden on his breastplate there. And my word, hasn't that standard flown proudly tonight. The Swedes really have been dominating. They have been superbly skilled. They have been fast from the gate. They've come from the back. They have really made this 74 final their own, and they have been wonderful entertainment as well. So Ben Janssen on 6 points, still in with an outside chance of a place in the first 3, so plenty to race for him in Heat 14. His opposition, well, he has there on the inside Michael Krasner from the Soviet Union, 2 points so far in his first world final. Next to him he has another Swede, Soren Sjosten, on 7 on the outside, Zenon Plek from Poland on 4 points. And it's Janssen who makes the jump. Janssen hits the traps first, that beautiful picture in the first corner at Ulevi, and it looked like Sjosten in terrible trouble there, missed the corner completely, allowing Plek to come through into second place. So Janssen leads, and Plek almost bulldozes right through him, leaves Sjosten in a bit of trouble to avoid him. So beginning to spread themselves out in Heat 14. Janssen, though it is, in front. In second place, we have Poland's wonder boy, Zenon Plek. Not quite such a wonder boy tonight. He won the jackpot in the one-arm bandits at his hotel earlier today, but that looks like being the only jackpot he's going to get, although he's making life a little bit difficult there for Janssen. Janssen seems to be going wide, and it gets a good line coming out of the corner there, goes away. Plek up to within about a length of him, but then Janssen straightens up, gets his wheels in line and pulls away. And this now is the last lap, and again Fleck is up to within a length, but then loses him down the straights. The Swedes seem to have been really tuned up, and Fleck in dreadful trouble there, and nearly in trouble again, and somehow he held on. My word, he must have wrists like a piece of whipcord. He held on twice there when he was all over the option, and here he comes again, and he's going to do it this time, is he? What a close finish. Janssen just holds on. What a race. Well, it all seemed lost for Zenon Fleck from Poland. He somehow managed to hold on. We thought he was going to lose it. He held on and came back and gave Bent Janssen the fright of his life there, right on the line. But Janssen it was who held on. Janssen in first place, second place Fleck, third place Shoston, and I'm losing my voice.
74.5.
This is a great example of riding right on the limit by the Pole, Zenon Fleck. Fleck here is chasing Ben Janssen. He goes into the corner much narrower than Janssen. He's hits a load of grip now. He's laying along the machine. He gets the wheel back down on the ground. He's got it under control, and he gets another big bite of grip here. He misses the back of Janssen. He's just getting the bike under control again. He's lost 2 or 3 lengths, and as he chases down the back straight, going into the next corner, I would think he would have gone in a little bit wider, but he's gone in narrow again. He's raced right up underneath Janssen again. It looks as though he's going to get him, but Janssen's out wide in the dirt, and Janssen gets a great win.
So heat 15, and there indeed is the man of the moment here in Gothenburg, Sweden. Anders Michanek, unbeaten after 3 races on 9 points. He's looked every inch the new world champion. This is his 4th ride, and one he knows he must win to keep one hand on that FIM World Championship individual trophy. Who's he got to beat? He's got John Louis from Britain on the inside, from England and Ipswich. Next to him he has the Polish reserve Edward Jankarts coming in for the injured Russian Vladimir Gordiev, and on the outside Terry Betts. So heat 15, 1 for Anders Michanek. He knows he must win this one, unbeaten so far. He has been absolutely jet-propelled from the start. Louis on the inside, next to him Jankarts, on the outside Betts. Let's watch Michanek's skating ability. And he's rolling, and so is Jankarts. We must wait, just watch him again, and there he goes. Oh, what a start. Poetry in motion. Absolute majesty from the starting gate. Michanek, look at him go. If this man isn't the new world champion, then something like 70,000 Swedish fans here will certainly want to know the reason why. Tremendous stuff from Michanek. They're jumping up around the commentary spot, they're waving flags. They feel they know that this man is going to win it, and I think if he keeps up this sort of form, there's nobody going to get within light years of him, although they're in second place, chasing very, very hard. It's John Louis from England, and Louis is trying with all his great big fighting Ipswich heart to get back up on terms. He's not that far behind. But Michanek looks like he's sitting watching a movie at home, doesn't he? He doesn't look at any trouble at all. He's sitting back. He's got time to look around. There's absolutely no danger. It's so casual. He's so cool, and he looks absolutely certain to collect 3 more points, which will bring him up to an unbeaten 12-point maximum after 4 starts. And Michanek, truly, majestically, the man of the moment in Sweden. Michanek wins. In second place it was Louis, in third place it was Terry Betts, and at the back it was Edward Jankarts.
This is why Anders Michanek is 1974 world champion. Superb starting. We see Michanek here on gate number 3, rolling into the tapes. Jankar's on number 2. The pole goes into the tape. Very, very lucky not to break him. You can see Michanek's gone back a foot behind the starting line, and he starts just to move when the tapes come into position. You can see he's moving now, and that little bit of move makes a difference between a good start and a bad start. He's a good 2 lengths ahead going into the first corner, ahead of John Louis, and you can see he's very, very cool. He keeps an inside line, and coming out of the first corner, he just goes away into the night, and no other rider saw him.
And so heat 16, and one of the top scoring Swedes so far, Christer Lofquist there in the white helmet and white leathers on 7 points, and a man very much in with a chance of a place in the first 3 in this 74 final. Lofquist, but Lofquist knows that this is going to be no cakewalk at heat 16, because he's got some pretty hot opposition, mainly coming from the general direction of young Peter Collins from England and Bellevue. There's this Lofquist just practicing starts. Collins there on the outside has 6 points. So he knows that a win here over Lofquist will put him in with a very fighting chance of being the first Englishman in the World Championship frame in something like 15 seasons. So there is the lineup. The reserve Tommy Janssen coming in red in place of Ole Olsen. In grid 2 we have the Russian Gregory Klivsnovsky. Then we have Lofquist in white in grid 3, on the outside Peter Collins. Heat 16 with Tommy Janssen on the inside, next to him the Russian Klivsnovsky. Christa Lofquist on 7 points, and on the outside there we have Peter Collins. So these are the two to watch for. Lofquist and Collins on the outside. Lofquist trying a bit of psychology, playing ducks and drakes. Heat 16, the two to watch for, the two outside grids again. And away they go, and it looks like Collins certainly is the rider in blue. It's the Russian that's hit the front. Collins has disappeared out of frame, and it's the Russian in front, Klivsnovsky, with Lofquist in second place and Collins in third. So the Russian leads. The Russian Klivsnovsky, this is a surprise. Collins coming steamrolling up on the inside, cannot make any ground on Lofquist. Collins now fighting for the Union Jack and fighting for it. There goes Collins. Collins has got past Lofquist, has he? Yes, only just. Flicks his goggles up. Now he's going after the Russian. Peter Collins now, the top English scorer so far. He's gone by Lofquist, and now the chase is on after the Russian Klivsnovsky. The Russian run a terrific corner that time, a tremendous line, gained yards and yards on Collins, who's really fighting hard from the back. This is the third lap, the next one's the last one, and the Russian going wide, and Collins coming tight hard under him, and then absolutely shoulder to shoulder. He's closed the door there, though. Klivsnovsky's closed the gate again, and he's got round that last corner, the first corner of the last lap, rather, and it's down now to the last corner. Here comes Collins. He's going out wide. I'm sure he'll try to switch back, but Klivsnovsky knew what he was going to do. He measured him up there, and Collins and Klivsnovsky, he just can't do it. Just not enough horses there. Well, a tremendous fighting race, though, from Peter Collins. Really, the British crowd in this great New Levy crowd, the British segment of it, really rising to him. A tremendous effort there from Peter Collins. One of the best races of the night, but unfortunately for the British fans, Klivsnovsky, the winner from Russia. In second place, Collins, and in third place, it was Christa Lofquist.
Here we see one of the very few outside passes of the night by Englishman Peter Collins. Peter's right up against the fence. He's number 15. As he goes into the corner, he's on the outside of Christa Lofquist. Lofquist, I don't think, knows he's there because he's watching the Russian rider Klivsnovsky just in front of him. Collins now is moving right to the back of the machine. He's out where the grip is. He's got the run now on Lofquist. As they come out of the corner, he's pulling away from Lofquist, and now he's got his sights firmly set on the Klivsnovsky, the Russian, ahead of him. But unfortunately for Peter, he didn't catch Klivsnovsky.
And so heat 17 of the 1974 World Individual Final for the top Speedway men in the world, and this one really is going to be something. Heat 17, then, the one that should decide it all. Anders Michnik there in yellow and black from Sweden, unbeaten so far after 4 starts on 12 points. Needs just 1 point, just a third place in Heat 17 to win the 1974 crown. But he has got some red-hot opposition. On the inside, Ivan Major on 9 points. Next to him, Ben Janssen on 9 points. The next two riders on the individual list. And in the white helmet there in grid 3, Peter Collins on 8 from England. So Heat 17, pure grease lightning, certain to be. Heat 17, then Michnik, the man to watch on the outside, and he's made the start again. He's made the start. It's Major in second place, and it looks like Collins getting a nudge there, and it's Janssen that's come for him, and it's Michnik. Michnik leads. He's on his way to glory. Michnik leads. It's Major in second place, and Janssen in third place, and Janssen chasing hard after Major and Michnik, and the Swedish crowd are absolutely going crazy here. Michnik, well, 1 point would have been enough, but that is not the mighty Mitch. From the start, he made this race his own, and barring a miracle, he is the new world champion. In second place, it's Major. Well, Major still in with a chance of some of the place money. Janssen pressing hard. Michnik now with just 1 lap, just 400 yards to the world title. The Sandy Mirror sponsored crown will be his. It's worth something like £25,000–30,000 in perks in the next 12 months. And it looks like it's going to Sweden, the host nation. He took that corner very, very carefully, and here he comes over the line. The programs are in the air. The crowd rise. We have a new world champion, and there he is, Anders Michanek, the matinee idol hero from Sweden. And for the first time tonight, he allows himself the luxury of a smile. He must be relieved. They said he was race rusty because he missed a season, but now we know what he was doing. He was polishing himself up just for tonight. And there he goes, the delighted Swedes. The victory bumps from Michanek. I think he's had enough. I'm sure he's not going to get away that easily. A great night for the Swedes here in Gothenburg. At the start of the meeting, they said they had no chance, but it's turned out to be Swede and lovely.
Resultat av 17:e heatet. Result of the 17th heat. Etta, Anders Michanek, 3 poäng. Tillsammans 15. Tvåa, Ivan Major, Nya Zeeland, 2 poäng. Tillsammans 11. Trea, Peter Collins, England, 1 poäng. Tillsammans 9.